Stitch number 44 on the Pfaff Expression 3.5 sewing machine is a hand-look quilt stitch. Now, let me talk about this just for a second because this is a manipulated stitch and it does take a little finessing to get it all set up. I've seen different combinations work and then some combinations not work. So just keep trying the combinations until you get it working for you. So first off, there's actually clear thread in the needle of this sewing machine. So what you're seeing on the top is actually the bobbin thread being drawn up with a really tight tension, like being yanked from the bobbin up through the fabric and being pulled to create the look that you did the stitch by hand. Now, as you can see, it's not perfect all the time, but neither is handwork. And if you do turn it over, you will see that there is a solid line of stitching on the back side. So with stitch number 44, you're going to just go ahead and set up for a 0 A foot with the IDT, but look at the tension. It's really, really tight. So when you look into the settings, default setting is like 8. For me today, I had to go up even a little bit higher. I was at 8.8 to really get the thread to start to pull through this particular batting and fabric. And again, it can depend on the type of thread that you have in your bobbin. Like I said, totally manipulated stitch, but it is a stitch on your machine. So I want to show you how you can play around with it. You will notice that even as you start, the first couple stitches don't always pull that bobbin thread up through the front side. So as it stitches, what you're going to find is that it stitches forward a couple stitches and then back and locks it. And as it comes back, that's when it draws that bobbin thread up and gets it kind of locked up in place. So it's just kind of fun. It looks different. Of course, if anybody looks on the back side, they're going to know you didn't stitch it by hand. But it does have that look of being able to make it look like it's stitched by hand even though you didn't. So with a couple different combinations of batting, thread, even clear thread, and the choice of thread in your bobbin can all make a difference until you get the right effect to make it look like you stitched it by hand.